Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and it's Monday morning. I'm doing a live stream on YouTube, and I got this picture up behind me. I just took this weekend. It was a property we just got on the website. It's a new one in San Diego County, and just went up there, took some pictures. Something's going wrong with the video. I might have to stop this and start it over. I gotta change some settings. I'll be right back. Okay, we're live again. We'll see if this works. I went live 3 seconds ago and something was crashing on the settings. So we're back online, and I was just saying that this picture in the background is a property that we just got on the website in San Diego County. It's in Ramona Country Estates, and it's just got a big view out over the valley. So there's a golf course over here in the valley, and then there's a house. There's a house on both sides. There's a house over here, and then there's a house. You can kind of see the house's shadow over here. So there's a house on either side of the property, and then you're looking out over this valley, and it's got the rest of the neighborhood's on the other side of the valley. So you just get these big views, and a lot of the neighbors have pools in front of their house along this hill overlooking the valley, and it's got power, water, the utilities. It looks like it's got a sewer tap already put in. Somebody started working on it once, and they never built a house there. That was before the 2008 market crash. They stopped building. So it's the lot just down the street was under construction. They just broke ground a couple 3 weeks ago. So let's jump into the website. I'll show you this one, and I wanted to make a video about this one, but I'll give you a sneak preview while everything's coming live. So I'm going to go to the website. I'm going to go to California and San Diego County. Let's find San Diego County for sale. Here we go. So I live in San Diego County, so it's still about an hour drive from my house. San Diego County is a big county. Asking $150,000 for this one. And it's got a bunch of pictures. I'm not used to being the one that actually takes pictures, because I'm usually buying properties all over the place where I can actually afford to buy them. But it's there's the neighboring house, and there's the lot. This is where you can build a house on the hill overlooking the valleys. You can see how other people in the area have built on this hill. They're big fancy houses too. So you can see there's some mountains across the valley. There's a road down below. That's how you get in and out of this area. There's a house on either side, fancy houses on either side. And then this is the last lot in the area that's not developed. So somebody could come in here, build a fancy house and sell it or live in it. And I'm sure you could get financing and just point at the neighboring prices to pull off the price of what you could sell the house for. So somebody will come in here and develop this thing and make some money, or have a nice place to live. I think it'll probably be somebody who wants to just build it and sell it. So there's one, but that's not the point of today's show. Today we're going to talk about land. We're talking about land deals, and we're going to have David Denniston on the show. He's dropping his daughter off at school. I'll call him in 5-10 minutes or something. And I also want to give some updates on the mailers that we've done in the past. So now that I think the show's getting started, got a couple of the guys on here that have been buying mailers and won some mailers and been buying mailers. I've been sending out a bunch of mail. I was just looking at the queue from this weekend, and we had I think I had 6 properties in the accepted, excuse me, that people had accepted my offers on before the weekend that I hadn't totally figured out and moved to the next phase. And then now this morning there's 42 properties in the queue. So what is that? 36 acceptances this weekend on different mailers. And a lot of those mailers that those deals are coming in on are ones that you guys paid for, or the ones that you won off of this show. So there's a whole bunch of deals that got accepted this weekend. There's numerous ones in the past, and I haven't been keeping you guys updated on those deals because I've been overwhelmed. I bit off more than I could chew. And I've been working on this database system trying to get it set up to give you like automated updates. and I thought I could add you on there. And it works like one by one. When I try to go do it in mass bulk, it like everything goes wrong, and so it didn't work like I thought it would. I thought I was telling you guys that I was gonna get it set up, and you're gonna get the updates, and you're gonna get the updates, and you didn't get the updates. So I've been working on setting it up, and so it was Father's Day yesterday, and wife was asking what I wanted for Father's Day. I want some time to get this set up, so I finally got some time to get it set up, and I wrote a new script instead of using like the stuff that was already built. I made it do what I want it to do, and I had to change the database a little bit, but I got it all updated. I was up late last night doing that, and then early this morning. And then I just got it live maybe 10 minutes before this call started. So it's up, it's going. If there's an update on one of the deals that you're involved in, whether you won mail and got that or you paid for it, you're going to start getting those updates. And I got it set, and I'm going to polish it and make it better from here. But right now you're going to get an email about that deal. And it's going to show you like all the attachments, all the paperwork that we've got on that deal, from plat maps, pictures, satellite photos of sending people out to the property to take photos, old deeds, new deeds, whether we're optioning the property, option contracts, just the purchase agreements, the signed paperwork from the sellers, like all that paperwork pile of stuff. You're going to get that. And you're going to get my comments on it. You're going to get the price that they accepted or the counteroffer that they made, my recommendations on the property, whether it's to buy it or to option it or to reject it, sell it, get rid of it, not going to do it, skip it for whatever reason. I make comments about what the reasons are and the logic. I put links to the different market research that I'm doing on it. I'm going to put these links in there that go like to Zillow and Realtor.com and other websites that show you like a snapshot of the market of what's going on there, what the pricing is, what it looks like compared to what we can buy this property at. And then I go into financing the property and getting money to put the property together. You see that whole process go through with all the comments and updates. And as we add on the person that's paying for the person or people that are paying for the property, you see them adding on and going through the deal. And then as the deal is bought through title, you'll see the title paperwork come in. So it'll be different communications along the way through the whole process. And then as it's bought, you'll see it start getting marketed. Like yesterday I was working on marketing this one that's in the background here. I did neighbor letters to everybody on the street there. I talked to a couple of people when I was there taking pictures, and they seemed to be quite interested in the property. I don't know if they'd actually buy it or not, but it doesn't cost that much money to send out letters to all the neighbors. Said, hey, I got this property. It's the last one on the street with a big view. And the other vacant lot on the street just broke ground 3 weeks ago. They started working on the foundation. They were working on the foundation when I was there a couple days ago. And it'll be fun to see what they build. And if you or your kids or somebody you know or somebody in your networking circle would be interested in living in the same street as you, or you want to build a new one, this is the last lot available. And so I wrote that letter and I sent it out to everybody on the street. So you'll see me doing stuff like that in these deals. And I've been doing a little bit more of these on OfferUp. I don't know if you guys ever used the website OfferUp, but I started using that one. I started getting a good deal of leads. I don't know about the quality, but I was getting a good deal of leads from selling properties on OfferUp.com. It's an app for your phone. You can also use the website. I also tried LetGo.com. That doesn't seem to be working so well. If you ask for any money, if you're just trying to get rid of junk, it works, but it's kind of alternatives to Craigslist. Been kind of blacklisted off of Craigslist because I post so much stuff on there. I just get kicked off. So I pretty much given up on Craigslist. So you'll see that kind of marketing stuff happening, as well as posting it on the MLS and different places that post these properties. So you'll see updates along the way as it goes through. And then as the property's sold, you'll see it going into title again. And if it actually closes, lots of times we sell these and they don't actually close. But as it actually closes, you'll see it happen. You'll see the paperwork, see the money, and see it come full circle. And then as it comes through, then we'll get the money from the deal, and I can distribute the money out to whoever's paid for the mailer on that one for your piece of the deal. So it goes full circle. So all the updates along the way. Hopefully it's not too much overload for information flow, but you guys have been screaming for information flow. So I think I'll just do a whole bunch of it, and then we can scale back or change it from there out in the future if it's too much, or you can just redirect those kinds of emails into a folder in your box or something, so you don't have to look at them all the time if you don't want to. So that's where we go. So I'm watching comments. Jeffrey Day, he was just calling 10-15 minutes ago and my audio wasn't working. I was trying to get him on the phone, and I had it set up to do this live show, so sorry Jeff, but thanks for coming on the show. Dan Pocky, good morning Luke, good morning guys. Backwoods Bungalow, well done writing script to send email updates. Yeah, I was scratching my head. I couldn't find a solution for that. I told you guys what I was going to do, and I thought it would work, and it wouldn't work, so I just created one. And but yeah, I was searching stuff on the internet. Dan Cox says, good afternoon from Tennessee. Cheryl Kushner says, hello, Luke and chat. Stream offline message. I'm not sure what Backwoods Bungalow is talking about. Oh, because the video stopped working, and then I brought it back up. Good morning, Vegas in the house, says George Koo. And Dave Tess says, good morning, Luke. Good morning, Dave. Cheryl, watching from Switzerland on vacation. Nice. That sounds like fun. I bet you the flowers are going off, and it's probably a beautiful time to be in Switzerland. Jeffrey Day says, happy belated Father's Day, Luke. Thanks for all you do as a father and land ownership. Teaching us really, we thank you. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks for being involved in the mailers, and thanks for following along, watching the show, and the thumbs up. Jeffrey Day says, awesome. Lisa, first name Sap, says, good morning from Prescott, Arizona. Beautiful weather this morning. Good. It's awful here. It's like raining and drizzly. It's June gloom by the ocean. It's not fog like San Francisco. It's just gray. Just a gray cloud that hangs over the top. TK Dawes says, hey Luke, call me on Wednesday please. Okay, taking notes. Iowawa1, hiya Luke and all. Yeah, so I was just putting you into the new mailing system. You're going to start getting those messages too. TK Dawes, you should do a live caller show one day so people can ask questions. I mean, we're doing it right now. Feel free to ask questions. Ask all the questions you want. I'll try to answer them. If I don't know, I'll try to find the answers. Paul Nelson, good morning. Mesa, Arizona here. Would love to find cheap land near Douglas, Arizona. Nice. I just missed a call from Cochise County assessor in Douglas. And I told him to call him back because I'm doing the live show. So cheap, let's go look for some cheap land near Douglas, Arizona. So let's pull up the website. I'm going to go to ruralvacantland.com. I'm going to go to the map search because I spent a bunch of time working on this map search, guys, and I'm really proud of it. And I wish it didn't take so long to load, but I'm going to sit here on my hands and wish it came up faster as I say that. So when it comes up, it works really well. So it comes up, and then we can zoom into Douglas, Arizona, and we can see all the properties that are for sale or sold around that area, and we can click on them. The other way we can do that while we're waiting is we can go to Cochise County, because Douglas, Arizona is in Cochise County. And if we look for sale properties in Cochise County, filter them, let's see. Paul Nelson, I'm a DBA, so I can help you with database. Nice. Lonely Prepper Homestead says, rarely comment anymore, but still always around. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Thanks for coming on the show. So we've got Cochise County. These aren't all by Douglas, but these are in the same county. So right now we've got, 4 pages of Cochise County. We were almost sold out there for a bit, or we were sold out there for a bit, but now, let's see, 30 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36 properties in Cochise County right now. Okay, so we waited long enough. The map actually loaded. If anyone knows how to get that map to load faster, I would love that kind of information. It's a Google thing, API. I think Google would be faster. They even charge me for this data that I pull through here. So here's Cochise. So Douglas. So here's Douglas in Cochise County. Douglas has a Walmart. It's at the border. It's at the southernmost part of Cochise County. It's central. It's an hour or two, probably more like 2 hours to get to Tucson. But it's got groceries and supplies, and land is cheap in this area. And if you want to, get your car fixed or something like that, hopefully it still drives. You could drive it across the border and to Agua Prieta, and you can get all kinds of services really cheap there as well. Like go to the dentist and go to the doctor and that kind of stuff. You can take advantage of the border dance of picking what kind of supplies and services you want on whatever side of the border. Like this weekend, I was trying to get some just flea stuff for the dog, right? It's like, do I really need a veterinarian to prescribe flea stuff? And US you do, in Mexico you don't. It's like, well, I could just walk across the border and pick it up. I ended up ordering it from Canada, just the border dance. So here we go. We've got a bunch of green ones on the map. Large home site lot in southern Arizona. Let's see what this is. But you look at the map and you just zoom in. $795. Look at that. $795 for this land. It's 0.79 acres. Andy Barnhart is the owner of this one. He's selling it. His name and number on there. And it looks like you could drive up to it. So that's pretty cheap. And then, what did I hit? I clicked on another one. I clicked on the same one. So here's a bunch of them over here too. Let's see what's going on here. Well, maybe this map needs to get updated. These ones say sold. So we need to update the map. Okay, I'll work on that. I'm taking a note. What else do we have? So 0.32 acres in southern Arizona. $695 for a third of an acre. There's some more cheap land. Looks like it's got a little road you could drive up to that one. What else do we have around Douglas? So it seems like the smaller acreage ones are there. If we go north a bit more, I think these are a bit bigger acreage. I think these are my properties up here. Yeah, so these are 4-acre ones. How much am I asking for these? $14.99, so $1,499 for 4 acres. So it's like twice the price, and you got 4 acres instead of a third of an acre. This is a little bit further away from town. This one's a little weird with the wash. Like the official floodplain is south of this property, but I mean, looking at it, it looks like it might be kind of in a floodplain, like practical floodplain, but it's not in the official floodplain. You might want to go out there and look at the property first. Let's see. So we got some more of them up here by McNeil. It's not too far from Douglas. Let's see what these are. Well, got to really update the map. But it gives you an idea, so you can use this map on ruralvacantland.com for whatever area you're looking at, whether it's Douglas in Cochise County, Arizona, or others. This is 2.5 acres for $2,195. Looks like you can drive up to it. Looks like there's a power line right there. It's probably a lot better deal than the ones that I have because there's a power line right there. I mean, mine are cheaper and bigger acreage, but this one's got a power line. So go look at them, and like there's a house down the street. Go look at them and see which one's the right one for you. Or buy a couple of them. Save some for your grandkids. Okay, so I wanted to bring David Denniston on. We'll see if he's ready. Let's see if I can get the audio to work. So he was just dropping his kids off. So David's got a bunch of properties on the website. Let's see if I can figure out how to pull them up. I should have figured this out before I did the live show. So here's David Denniston. He's got 37 properties on the website right now.
This is Dave.
Hi, Dave. It's Luke. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Good. Thanks for picking up the call.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thanks for coming. Thanks for posting properties on ruralvacantland.com. And seen deal after deal going by there, and I haven't had the time to present them. I wish I could present all these properties more efficiently and in a better way. But it's always that time crunch, right? So let's take this morning and let's look at what you have. I'd like to see your properties. Maybe let's start out with who you are. Like where are you located? How'd you get into the land business? How long you been doing this?
Yeah, actually, I grew up not too far from you, Luke. I grew up in Southern California.
Okay.
And went to school out in Seattle. One of my favorite places, I think is not too far from you, is McGrath State Beach. All the sand dunes, cool stuff out there in Ventura County. But anyhow, I went to my undergrad in Seattle, started my career out there, moved to Minnesota about 11 years ago. So I'm out here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota nowadays.
Nice. You get different weather there, huh?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Very different weather than Southern California.
Yeah, I kind of moved from that weather, northern Michigan, to Southern California. You kind of moved from Southern California to that weather in Minnesota.
We're doing the opposite.
Yeah, that's how it goes, though. It's got pros and cons. Get a lot better pricing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
They are. You know, my office is only 10 minutes away from the house now. So.
Oh, nice.
Not having to deal with the traffic that I did on the West Coast. So.
Yeah, the West Coast traffic can be just too much. I mean, it goes and goes and goes, never seems to end. It's just a sea of traffic. You just look at the freeway and look at how much time people are spending. I mean, it's 7 or 8 lanes going each direction on the freeway closest to my house, and they're full. They're just full of people, right? And like, what else could they be doing with that time? There's so many other better things to do in life, right? I mean, I'm sure they think it's important because they're going somewhere and they're headed there and they got that destination in mind and stuff. But all that time in passing just disappears.
Well, oh, totally. Well, I think a lot of it is just the cost of living, right? I mean,
yeah.
For LA, it's like $1 million for a 2-bedroom shack. Which is what I love about the land to deal with. You know, it doesn't take $1 million to buy a piece of land.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you can get started and build up from there, one after another. You can do land deals like we're doing, or you can pick one out and go build on it, go make it happen. And it's a beautiful thing about the U.S. The way the taxes are set up on the land. It's not like Europe. They just keep charging taxes on the land, and it gets more land into circulation. It's not all hoarded away by, some rich family or something. It's just passed on generation to generation. Sure, some of it is, and a lot of it is, but a lot of the other bits and pieces of land in there get put back into the market for one reason or another. Like somebody stops paying the taxes, or they don't want to keep paying the taxes, and they go sell it because they're not using it. They're not taking advantage of it. And so that makes a lot more opportunity for the rest of us, not necessarily just buying land that people didn't pay the tax on, but when that kind of movement of land is out there in the marketplace, it creates all kinds of other opportunities. People are more open to selling their land. So I send out these letters and I say, hey, I'd like to buy your land, and they might have just got a tax bill, and they're like, I got to pay this stupid tax bill twice a year or once a year. And this guy's offering me cash for the land. It might be easy to just take the cash and move on and stop paying the tax bill. It's just out of principle, right? Is that how you're getting your land? Are you doing mailers?
Yeah, we focus on certain areas. So I tend to try to buy land in places that I really like. So
nice.
We've bought a lot of land in Oregon in Klamath County. We've bought a lot of land out in southern Colorado in Castilla County.
Okay.
With some places with lots of acreage. We've gotten 40-acre properties out there, 10-acre properties, 15-acre properties, and some areas with lots of trees out there. We've bought a lot of land out in Navajo County, where quite a few of the properties we have trees on them. Some of them don't. And it's just been really cool being able to help people realize their dream of going someplace and getting away from the traffic and all those things we were talking about earlier. That they can actually afford.
Exactly. So where do we start? Let's see some of this land. What should I start with the Oregon ones?
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, we have two new ones that are coming on later this week. We bought them a while back, but we just got our pictures on the lot. What I like to do, I actually get original pictures on every one of my properties. Anytime anyone checks out one of my properties, I'm rural vacant land. Those are original photos and videos that we've had people take out there. So down in Oregon, in Klamath County, we have a couple of parcels that are available on the website right now. One of them is in a subdivision called Oregon Pines, and we have 3 lots that are all adjacent to one another. So it's a total of 5 acres with trees, an area that's actually not completely filled with trees, which is nice because it makes it a little easier to build. You don't have to clear as much stuff. And it's a off-grid property, so great for someone that wants to get away but still be within an hour of town. So you're about an hour away from Klamath Falls on that particular lot.
So I think I found one of them here. I got it pulled up on the screen. You're probably not following live on the screen because it's like 30 seconds delayed or minute delayed or something. But I've got the one that's 4.62 acres. You're asking $12,999. Is that one still up for sale?
It is. It is. Yeah, we're looking for only about $500 down to get started on that property, and $250 a month. So really cheap for Oregon land out there.
I always see that in your listings, the owner financing. So yeah, here we go. Owner financing price, $249 doc fee and $251 down. So yeah, basically $500 to get in the door, and then monthly payment of $249 a month. So that makes it really easy. I mean, that's like credit card country. Hopefully you got that kind of money in the bank account to be able to do that kind of transaction without having to put together the $14,000 in one transaction to pull it off. And a lot of people that do payments with you move in. I mean, they move in the next month or right away, or they put it off for a while, or
it totally depends on the person. Out in Klamath County, you can camp on the land. So I think it's off the top of my head, I want to say 21 days every 6 months or something like that. So there's quite a few people that are doing a little bit of camping this summer, going out for long weekends. So I have some properties out there that are close by rivers and stuff like that where people love to go fishing. There's lots and lots of fishing opportunities out there.
Yeah.
And my policy personally is I want someone to pay for 3 months of on-time payments, and then they're welcome to start building on the property as long as they get the right permits and stuff like that. So the last thing I wanted to do is kick someone off the land, if they couldn't make the payment. So I just want to make sure that someone's going to be good. And for me, I found if someone can make 3 months of on-time payments, that I've never had an issue.
That sounds like a good way to do it. Because it's a mess if someone makes one payment, moves in, and then what do you do? Never get any more money out of them. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just want to make sure that everyone's good for it. So
yeah.
We don't want to give anyone the chance, which is why we have a lot of low down payments available for folks. So
that's great.
Make $249 down or $500 down, like this particular property, then you could move forward.
Nice. So I think the other one is probably that right next to it. Here's 2 acres for $8,000 or $249 fee and monthly payments $149 a month. 2 acres. No, this is a different one. Okay, so that other one was the 3 properties next to each other. This one is this is more of a rectangular square property. Some good looking pictures. How do you find the picture guys to go get pictures? Because there's a lot of land dealers listening and watching too, and I think is share what we're doing. The other land buyers get more comfortable and trusting and buying these properties from us as well if we share what we're doing. Like you're not personally out there taking the pictures, but are you getting people that have bought land from you in the area to go take pictures? Or you're hiring professionals, or where are you finding them? What's your best gig?
I hire professionals most of the time, or at least really good photographers. So what I usually do is I will put something out on a local Facebook buy sell group.
Okay.
That's local to that area. So in this case, someone in Klamath County, and that lives in Klamath Falls area. And then sometimes I'll post on Craigslist, and what I'll usually do, I'll hire 2 or 3 photographers, and I'll look to see who does the best work and who communicates well, and who's actually going into the right spot.
Yeah, that's huge. The right spot. I don't know how many times they got pictures of the wrong property.
And this particular photographer, I found her about 1.5 years ago. So she and I have been working together for quite a while.
Good.
And she makes great videos. Her name's Chanel. So if anyone needs a photographer in Klamath County, I'd love to hook you up with her. She does. She loves horses, and so she does a lot of riding out there, and so she knows a lot of the county and takes gorgeous pictures and is super good at communicating. So if anyone needs a photographer, Klamath County, let me know, and I'll hook you up with Chanel.
Nice. There's some beautiful pictures in here. Just the vistas out over the areas and the trees. How the guys are putting the fence posts together. I mean, the corner posts looks like somebody's has spent some time doing fence work. I've done a little bit of fence work. Nothing as much as these guys, but it's just fun to see it. What kinds of trees are there, and just the setting. So it's a beautiful setting. So I'm sure someone will take off of these properties. So
that property has really nice views of the valley. It's not too far from the Sprague River, and that one's only $249 down and $149 a month if anyone wants to own or finance.
Yeah, that's nice. Neat. So that's Klamath County, Oregon. Everybody that's listening, watching. If you go on ruralvacantland.com and you look up Klamath County, Oregon, so go to Oregon, and if you go to listings and go down to for sale, go to Oregon and then Klamath County. So we've got 2 properties on the website right now in Klamath County, and both of those are David Denniston's properties. It sounds like he's got some more of them coming. We'll try to get them up there as soon as we can. Yeah. So what you said, Navajo, Castilla County. Should we jump to which one would you like to go to next?
Navajo County, we have the parcel number that I personally like quite a bit out there. That I'm not sure we got it on your website yet, but it's 403-06045A. It's in Ranch of the Golden Horse subdivision, and that one, I have a few properties out there in that same subdivision. So I have these ones are about 1 acre, but they have power lines running right in front of them.
Nice.
So for someone that wants to hook up the power, and this lot is going for just $2,800 cash or $3,500 owner financing, which owner financing is $249 down and only like $65 a month. So really nice, affordable property that have some juniper trees and electricity. So I love that area compared to some of the more deserty properties that I know some people want to have some trees.
Yeah, there's I see it. There's a power line. You can see the shadow, and there's a transformer on it too, like right in front of the property, because there's a house across the street, and it looks like they've got it strung up from there. So if the transformer's on there, it's probably even cheaper to get power hooked up if there's still capacity in that transformer. Lots of times those transformers will go for a couple houses, and it looks like it's just being used for one. So he probably had to pay for the transformer, and then you could probably piggyback on them to go use this property. It looks like a good solid dirt road in front of it. Not a crazy truck trail, but like one that you could probably drive right up.
Yeah, you know how Arizona can be, depending upon the area, man. You better have a 4x4, but in this case, you just have a regular car, nothing special to get to the property.
Yeah, it looks like people are using mobile homes in the area. I see RVs and mobile homes and full-on homes, and so I'm guessing you can put a mobile home in.
You can. Yeah, what's cool about Navajo County is they actually don't technically have like a building size requirement.
Okay.
They do have certain kinds of buildings, but you could put like a tiny home if you wanted to. I think it just has to be 200 or 300 square feet, if I remember right. So they say that they don't have a minimum square footage size, but depending on the kind of place, they do. I know you can't put a storage container out there. Some people want to put storage containers in the houses. I know you can't do that. But yeah, mobile homes, tiny homes, regular stick-built homes, you can do all that kind of stuff out there.
Okay. So this area of Navajo County, we're right here, the Concho Highway, East Concho Highway is just north of this neighborhood. And if you took that west a little bit, you'd get over to the 77 in Snowflake. And there's grocery stores or supplies there. Just a little bit further south of Snowflake's Taylor, they got a new Walmart like a year or 2 years ago. New Walmart just moved in there. And then with that, a bunch of other box stores moved in around it. And then further south down that 77, not too much further, but as you get down towards Sholo and, Pine Top, there's Home Depot. So you can get all kinds of home supplies, from lumber, roofing, plumbing, all that kind of stuff is down there. So it's not that far away from the property to get the supplies to build a home if you wanted to build or add on or fix or whatever you're trying to do, buy your toilet, So just down the road there. So that's neat with the power line out front. This is Clydesdale Road. That looks like a good one. Okay, how about do you want to skip over to Castilla County?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Let me find Castilla County.
Castilla is in southern Colorado, for those that may not be familiar with it. And frankly, there's a lot of people who buy and sell land out there, so I'm certainly not the only one, but I've done, I don't know, probably 50 to 100 transactions out there. So I've done a lot of business out in Castilla County. And it's about 3.5 hours from Denver. Some of the properties I have out there, some do have trees on them in an area called Forbes Park, which is a homeowners association. It's actually a preserve out there. And I have two different properties available in that subdivision. One is a property that's 701-06380. And that property is on the northern end of the subdivision. And unfortunately, almost exactly a year ago, a fire went through that area called the Spring Fire. And so this lot actually did get fire damage on it. Quite a few of the trees are burned, but it's been growing back. So I am discount property. So if someone wants a property with trees, you could pick it up for only $4,000 cash, or about $5,000 if you're doing owner financing on it. So it's a beautiful area. Lots of deer, lots of elk. A lot of the area borders BLM land. So if you love to go hunting, you can't hunt in Forbes Park, but you could get easy access to BLM land out there. So I love that area. Unfortunately, the fire did change it, but hey, stuff grows back, and it has been growing back out there.
Yeah.
The other property that I have out there is parcel number 701-31460. And that lot is on the south end of the park and did not get touched by the fire. So that one's 2 acres. It's actually really close to BLM land and the mountains there. So if you want to have a property that has lots of trees on it, get out, get close to hunting, that's the perfect one. And that's going for about $7,000 or about $400 down and $200 a month.
So I'd found that first one. I just pulled up the second one, trying to keep up with you. 6,000. Yeah, 997. That looks like some solid thick trees. Is poplar trees or aspen trees and some different kinds of pine trees. You go hide in the woods there.
Oh yeah.
It's a good picture of the trail.
Away nice.
Yeah. So the fire didn't hit this one. You're saying you got maps of it, and yeah. So Castilla County. There's different parts of Castilla County. So David's properties are up in the trees and the hills. A lot of the properties you see in Castilla County are in the flats in the valley, looking up at the mountains. So there's very different attributes in different parts of that county. Different pricing too. I think the ones in the trees like this, in my opinion, would be much more desirable. But it just depends who you're talking to. Yeah, so it looks like a nice trail. You drive right up to this thing, it's covered in trees. Take your chainsaw, make a driveway, get yourself in there. What can you do with this? Can you camp it, RV it, build it, minimum house size? Do you know?
All of the above.
Okay.
So it basically follows the county rules for the most part. The HOA is pretty loose in general. They do want to make sure, of course, people don't trash on the property. Usually they don't allow mobile homes. They do prefer stick built. But it is 600 square feet minimum, which is the same as the county rules.
That's
you
not
can
much.
camp on it. You can get an RV out there for, I think it's 21 days every 3 months, something like that. So it might be 14 days. I don't have the rules right in front of me right this second, but somewhere around there, 14 to 21 days every 3 months. And so clear an area out there, go camp, go enjoy. And it is actually a gated community.
Okay.
So it's very private. Not anyone can just get in there, which is a wonderful thing for people that don't want a lot of people around.
Yeah. How are you doing tours with that? I mean, do you have a code or a key or some contact or?
Yeah. My photographer actually lives there.
Oh, so, nice.
His name is also Dave. So he lives in Forbes Park. So he's the one that'll go and scope out properties for me, and he'll take people around. And I usually pay him $50 or something to go and give someone a little tour of the properties that I have available.
Perfect.
So
there's the setup.
Serious, I'm happy to get him in touch.
Yeah, you got to keep working that neighborhood. This looks like a beautiful neighborhood, and I'm surprised those properties are still up for sale. So what was
They go pretty quick.
Yeah, you've got a payment plan on this one, or?
I do. Yeah, for that last one that we were looking at, it's $400 down, which is $249 document fee and $151 equity, and then around $200 a month, which is property taxes and HOA dues. So it's all included, which that payment would last for about 5 years, a little bit over 5 years.
Okay. Good deal. Makes it easy for somebody to go for it. So how about the previous one? Let's see if you had, see if I can get back to that. You had payment plan on that one too. So people are always asking me for payment plans and owner financing in Colorado and trees, and I'm just really surprised these are up here. So if people are asking about that, I can point them out because I hadn't seen these ones on the website before. There's so many properties keep going by. I can't keep up with them all. But this look like some nice ones. So I found cash discount $3,999 or terms of $249 down or $249 document fee and $199 down. So that's $400. And then I didn't say that right. $249 down document fee and $199 a month. So that one's $249 down, $199 a month, and that goes for however long it takes to pay that off. And that's another easy payment plan. Trees, woods, go for it in Colorado.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. So that looks like a nice spread of land. So we've got the Oregon properties, the Navajo ones, or the Navajo one with a power line, drive up and go for it. And then these Colorado ones, a gated community. David will set you up with a guy to give you a tour. He's got a local guy to give you a tour, get you through the gate and go show you the properties. Same guy that took these photos on the website. And he'll take easy payments to get in and go for it. And it sounds like small sizes, 600 square foot kind of minimum build or more. And how are you finding these neighborhoods? This is like iteration 20 of work in the same area, or you just really researched other deals and found neighborhoods that you like the rules on and work those neighborhoods, or how are you coming up with them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess what I go back to the rule of worst case scenario, if I never sell this, is this something I would like to have myself? And so what I usually have done is I've scoped out where other people have invested.
Yeah.
And I look to see what's the price point, and then we usually test out some offers and see if people will bite on them out there. And we found a lot of people that have held land for 40 or 50 years, and their kids don't want it, they don't want it, and they're just looking to move on from it. So we come in and give them some cash and allow them to not have to make it a burden for their family, and we're able to turn around and get it to someone who is going to use it.
That's pretty cool.
That's what it's all about. So and then, quite frankly, sometimes we hold on to properties longer just because either we like them, or sometimes, we go in an area and maybe the market just doesn't respond as well. So that happens from time to time too, as with any risk in business, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. That's good.
But we're constantly trying new areas. As a matter of fact, this whole time I've been in this land business, 2 years, I've never bought land locally in my own state here in Minnesota. And so we're just hopefully closing later this week or early next on our first properties here in Minnesota. So
good deal.
We'll give that a whirl and see what it's going to be up in Lake Country area in Minnesota. So land of 10,000 ponds, I like to say.
That'll be fun. Here.
But lots of great fishing and stuff like that. So I think they should take. But worst case scenario, I got land with trees that are near lakes, which is not a bad thing. So.
Have you covered the regulations in Minnesota? There's Minnesota's got some specific state rules about doing for sale by owner real estate. I think if you get over 5 properties in a year, I believe, I'm not 100% sure about the rules, but this is my understanding. If you buy or sell more than 5 properties a year for sale by owner without using a broker, you're supposed to get they have a state license. You got to pay the state license. It's not much money. It's like $100 or $150 or something. And it's like a 1 or 2 pager. You just got to fill it out and turn it in. It's not like they qualify you or ask you to take a test or anything, from my understanding. You just got to pay them their money. And then
money up the dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're okay.
So just maybe look into that as you're doing Minnesota deals.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Good reminder.
So I should catch up with some comments. I see some comments going by here, and let's see if I can get through these. So Adam Mixell has some comments, and I'll say, thanks for sending the deeds, Luke. There you go. Sandra Getter. Hi, Luke. I see you are covering Arizona today. Great. Can you please call me regarding the land in Wilcox, Arizona that we are purchasing? Thank you. Yes, Sandra Getter. Take some notes. And then Jeff Hinckley, hello. Sultan High, right. McGrath State Beach is in Ventura County. Yeah. Talking about taxes. Taxes actually work for you. Okay, go 1, 2, 3s. Can't imagine how crazy the prices would be if people didn't have that incentive to sell because of the taxes. Yeah, that's how a lot of the world works. Like Latin America, they don't really have tax on the land. They tax the people, they tax the business, they tax transactions and stuff, but they don't tax the land. So it's really beneficial to just hold on to the land forever. And so people that want to use the land, go farm it or develop it or whatever it is they want to do, they just got to pay through the nose and really do deals with a select few families that tend to own all the land. It gets to be a really hard way to do business. Backwoods Bungalow, 30 Baxter County plots listed on the website for sale now. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Really low prices. There's high taxes on them. I think that's what Adam Mixell is digging into in his questions here. So I just looked into the 2 properties I just got from you, and the county says I did not pay the taxes and lost them to the state. How is that? I was just emailed the deeds a week ago. Okay, so it sounds like hopefully you didn't move into those properties. I'm sorry if we got some misunderstanding on them, Adam. I think those ones were, there's a lot of back tax on them. And I was selling them, you pay the tax. So if the state took them away, they just took them away. It's not going to work. I've got other ones I can refund you or get you other properties in that area. So I should roll through those other Arkansas ones and make sure they didn't take those away for the same tax lines. So let's get you right on those. If I could get you different properties or money back, whichever one would make you happy. Sorry about the confusion on that. Adam Mixell, how could you sell properties you don't own? Well, I used to own them. It's just the taxes weren't paid up on them, and I was presenting them that way on the website. These ones have back taxes they need to be paid off. I didn't realize that the state just took them away if they did. I'll go look into it and see if there's a way to get them back. But let's see. Paid for the land in March and just sent the deeds. I called to pay the taxes and the county said the property has been taken. Not cool at all. So I was waited 3 months to find out I paid for nothing. I'm sorry, Adam. I mean, the videos on those properties, I was saying, here you go. You check out. They're yours. Go pay the taxes. You got to pay them right away. Make them happen. It's just we're getting, cross communications on it. I'll make it right to you. We'll figure out how to make it good. I think those were like $100 properties. And then Backwoods Bungalow. Luke, how about adding advanced search filter for seller name to show their listings? Yeah. So that would be nice. I wish there was a good setting for that on the website. Like I could just pull up all David Denniston's properties. The way that it works right now is it doesn't work super well. But if you go to listings, let me transition it over to the website. So if we go to listings and for sale, sorry, I'm not doing that right. Listings and landowners. If we go to landowners and we scroll down to find the person, let's pull up David Denniston, for example. So he's on here. It says 37 properties, but I think it's going to be the ones that are sold and the ones that are listed for sale. So it shows all his properties, but it doesn't differentiate between which ones are for sale and which ones are sold. I mean, generally speaking, as you get towards the top of the list, those are probably the newer ones that are more likely for sale, but not always. You just have to click on each one and see. As you get into longer lists of properties, it gets more cumbersome. So just like you're saying, it would be nice to have that in the advanced search where you could say all the properties for sale by this person or sold by this person. But I don't have, the website's not that sophisticated. I could try to get that added on, but I think I've got other things I'd like to fix first, like Adam Mixell in the comments and his deeds. I gotta, go fix him up, make it right before I start working on other things, right, guys? So, okay, go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, obviously probably not, but no expert. Hope Luke will address this issue so you can figure out why that happened. Yeah. So Adam's saying new properties would be great. So let me go find the other ones like what you were buying and present those to you and see if you'd like those ones instead. And I'll make sure that they're good with the state and they're not just getting taken away for back taxes. So I'll look into that, Adam. Taking some notes. I'll be in contact with you shortly. Okay, so I think we're wrapping up on a lot of different topics there, and that's why I got these live calls, right? Somebody has something wrong, or they have questions, or good stuff to say and bad stuff to say. You can always hit me up Monday morning, 9 a.m., and we'll get to the bottom of it and figure it out and make it right. Thank you, David, if you're still there, David Denniston. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for presenting your properties. Thanks for showing us about some of these neighborhoods in Oregon. I like the Oregon ones. I like the Colorado ones. I really like the up in the mountains, big trees, Castilla County, because in my mind, Castilla County is always these flat ones looking up at the mountains, but I hardly ever see the properties that are actually up in the mountains in the trees. So it's nice to see some of those on the website. And you can build 600 square foot size or larger, which is pretty small to start with. And they're in the trees and you can go for it. And it's owner financing, easy payments. I mean, it's like trifecta of good stuff there. I'm surprised those ones are still up for sale. And that simple one in Navajo with a power line out front too. That's good weather. Just drive up, put a mobile home on it, go for it as well. So thank you, David Denniston.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, thanks for presenting those. And thanks everybody that's on the call, that's listening, that's watching, that's interacting. And Iowawa1 says, thank you, Dave. Very interesting stuff, especially fire info. Yes, as part of that neighborhood burn. That's really good to know that and point that out, because some of the pictures are in the satellite photos and stuff don't show that. They just had a new fire that came through. John Wolf says, how come restrictions are not listed? That's a really good question, John Wolf. I wish we had all the rules and regulations, restrictions, everything on each one of these properties just out there on the website for you. But this is America. I mean, there's a lot of great things about America, but the way our legal system works is it's layers, layers and layers and layers and layers of rules and restrictions. We've got rules and restrictions at the federal level. We've got rules and restrictions at the state level. We've got them from things in between, like the EPA, and all kinds of wildlife protection rules and stuff like that. But you go down to below the state level, we've got rules and regulations at the county level. We've got them at the city level. We've got them at the neighborhood level. And we've got them on a property I was just researching this weekend. We've got them at the deed level. I had this beautiful property in Monterey County, California, looking out at the ocean, and they accepted my offer. They took my offer, about fell out of my chair. It's beautiful trees. You could drive up to it. Looks like a great spot to build a place and look at the Pacific Ocean in Monterey County. And you get into the restrictions of the property, and it was restricted by the neighbor for site. Like, you can't build anything on the property because it might muck up their site. And it's like right next to Clint Eastwood's estate. It's like, geez, guys, it's like great neighborhood, but restrictions at the deed level. And so when it comes to presenting rules and restrictions on a property, I don't think anybody, Dave Denniston, me, or any of the other landowners, are willing to say these are the absolute rules and restrictions, because all these different places that we have to go figure out these rules and restrictions to be able to present them, it's a cacophony of information. And that's why we have so many lawyers in the U.S. I mean, they will give their opinion on something like that, what the rules and restrictions of the property are, but they won't actually say this is exactly what it is. They say we believe in our best ability up to what we know from everything we've researched. They buffer what they say with those kinds of terms because it's so difficult to go figure out all the rules and regulations to a property or whatever the business transaction is or whatever the lawyer's giving an opinion on, like who owns the oil and gas rights to this property, the mineral rights. It's the same thing. It's an opinion because that information can come from so many different places that it's not a black and white answer. You can't just put on the website that says you can do this, you can't do that. In lots of places there are rules and regulations that aren't enforced. And so it's you get into another gray area of presenting that information. So really it comes down to the person that's buying the property to research this stuff, to ask. I mean, ask and I'll tell you what I think, and David will tell you what he thinks and what we believe, but it's not going to be the end all be all of information. And you can ask the county, and you can ask the neighborhood, and you can ask the state, and you can research federal stuff, and you can generally figure it out, but the onus falls on you to know and to do the right thing with that property. And that's just the way it is. That's however you're shopping land or real estate in the U.S. Commercial properties or vacant land, whatever. That's just the way it is. Angel of Death 803. I just want property I can run around naked in front of my house and not worry about neighbors. There's the best one. Yeah, so you could probably do that with the those Colorado properties. There's a bunch of trees there and hide the view. But yeah, we should have that listing on the website. Properties you can run around naked on and not worry about the neighbors. I think that would be a good category. Smart Alex says, do you have any good past videos that discuss putting together a first mailer? I've got some locations in mind and hoping to find some sellers under $3,000. So yeah, so if you go back and look at my videos, I would search for live mailer this, live mailer that, and the titles of my videos. I did a series of videos on doing a live mailer from beginning to end, and I did more videos at specific parts of the mailer and videos that have built on the mailers over time as I've learned more. And so if you go through the video history, I don't have a playlist or something to really pull them out and look at them. There's a lot of videos to filter through in there. But if you go to my YouTube and you look at the live videos, because I usually do those live more than recorded. And so if you go back through the history of the live ones, and they're usually not on the Monday mornings, they're live and some other time. So if you see the ones that are on Mondays, those are usually these kinds of calls. And I've done a couple live mailers on the Monday morning calls, but not as many as the ones that are like in the middle of the night or something. So go look at those, and I think you can learn a lot from them. Another way to do it is Land Academy that I'm subscribed to. They sell you a program. They'll walk you through all the utmost details. I think you can learn a lot of that out of my videos, but theirs would be a more comprehensive view of beginning to ending the whole process. Tom, look up Pockets of Freedom map. For low restrictions, this can help as guide, but double check before you buy. There you go. Iowawa1 says, some county is easier to get info than others. Very true. Very, very true. Angel of Death 803. I got property in the area like in Florida, and I can't get anybody to come out to check my property lines. It's too far out. I'm sure there's somebody that'll check your property lines. Like, surveyors go way across country. You probably just gotta offer them enough money to get out there. They'll probably charge you for a day. I mean, I've had surveyors travel half a day to get to a property to stake them out. They'll charge $1,500 or something like that instead of $500, but you just got to pay them to get out there. Jeff Hinckley says, peepers everywhere. Be careful, yeah, when you're running around naked. Angel of Death 803. I have my property in Interlochen, Florida. All I want is my property lines checked so I can build a home, but I can't get no one out there. Angel of Death. What I would do is call the county and try to get a hold of the county surveyor. And the county surveyor is not the guy that's going to go out there and survey it for you. He's the guy that keeps track of the notes of all the surveyors and what they're surveying. And he's probably going to be hard to get a hold of. He probably works like one day a week or maybe one day a month or something. But if you can get a hold of him, maybe you got to go keep checking his office, see when he stops in. He will have notes on who's been surveying in your area and who the last surveyor was surveying your neighbor's properties or down the road or the next valley over or wherever the most recent surveys have been. And that surveyor that's been doing it most recently in that area, he'll have the best idea of where the markers are to go off of to figure out your property and mark off your lines. And he'll probably be the cheapest and most efficient one to hire. and obviously he's gone out there in the past, so he'll probably be willing to go out to that area in the future. So I think the thing that I would do is go find that county surveyor who keeps the records of the notes and maps of all the surveys that are done in the county. And that's a county position that I'm pretty sure most all the counties in the country have, and it might not be a full-time position, but it's somebody that keeps track of those notes and can look and check those notes for your area of your property and tell you who's surveying in that area. So try that and see if that works in that county. Smart Alec, right on, thanks. I'll check them out. Iowawa Luke has a wealth of interesting stuff under his FAQ section on working your props. Yes, the FAQ section is full of all kinds of things. Now that you mention it, there might be some how to do a mailer videos if you go way back in the FAQ section on ruralvacantland.com. I mean, there's hundreds of different things on there. I used to put a lot more in there. I kind of gave up because it got overwhelming of just too much information on there. Redefine living, fashionably late. I have property in northern Arizona and I'm having trouble finding a concrete guy. Find a concrete guy in northern Arizona. There you go. Call the concrete companies who sells concrete and see who's working. They probably, just take it backwards. They probably know someone that's willing to work that area. Andrew W., to recap, do we have Jura access now or do we wait for an email first? Andrew W., good question. Okay, so we're back to, in the past we've sent out mailers. I sent out mailers for a bunch of different people. Andrew W. is asking if he's got access to the Jura account. So I set up this database system of all the mailers and properties that I'm working on, and that's not the same as the website. So it's like a different website that's internal to my business, the people that I'm working with, as the deals go back and forth. And the idea was when I set it up that I could set up different permissions on there and have the people that paid for mailers or won mailers off of call like this be able to log in and see which deals they're involved in and what the statuses of them are, and get updates as they're updated from there. And the more I worked on that, I think the less it made sense. I was going to end up having to pay per person per month, like basically in perpetuity, to keep it going, and I don't want to pay that. And the permissions of who can see what and when and why and how and setting that all up got to be a mess. I mean, I don't have a person that like manages that database for changes and things like that all along the way, like a system administrator. It's me, I wear all these hats, and so it's too much for me to keep up. So I created a different system, and so this new system is an add-on to Jura, and it listens to Jura for updates. And so right now I've got it set up so if there's ever a comment in the system, and comments are created when statuses are changed and things happen, people want to buy the property, people want to sell the property, people want to, all the little things that happen to a property along the way, paperwork, everything. So every time that happens, this email is sent out to you, Andrew W., who paid for some of those mailers. So on the mailers that you paid for, or if you won some, I think you won some too in the past. If you won them or paid for them, either way, you get this automated email that says there was an update to one of your deals. And it goes through the comments. It gives you some of the facts about the deal, and then it goes through the comments of all the different updates that we've had so far in the chain of this deal, from somebody accepting the offer or somebody rejecting the offer to somebody having a counter offer, or the different due diligence stuff that happens and going to buy an offer after it's accepted and carried through the paperwork process of buying it, marketing it, selling it, and delivering it. The whole process is documented there. And so you'll get updates. You get email updates. You'll just get emails. And so I got, I was just looking before this call, 42 accepted offers in the queue right now that I've got to go research. So that's well, first I'm going to try to get Adam Mixel fixed up. And I got to call Sandra Getter back, and I got to get back to a couple of these people that are in the live call asking for things. And then I'm going to go through the new accepted deals and start doing due diligence on them. And if they're one of your deals, you're going to see the due diligence and the emails coming through. So you're just going to start getting this email feed from each deal that is progressing. I'm going to try to do that same kind of thing of a report, historical report of the ones that have already happened or are happening. The ones that are happening is already set up, but the ones that have happened is, I guess if I just update the comments on them, they would send you an update. So I'll do that. Hopefully that makes sense. Herb says, I don't know how you do it, what you do, appreciate you. We're just going to keep delivering cheap land. Okay, guys? And I'm going to give some mailers away. So I'm going to offer 500 mailers for the guys that are listening, that are watching, you can answer a basic question. And David, are you still with us? David Denniston? I don't know if he's still on or not. Might have lost him. I'll turn it off. I was going to ask him for a question. So this picture in the background, I went out and took pictures this weekend. And so let's name the county. I talked about this towards the beginning. What county is this property in? And the seventh person to answer what county this property is in, I'm going to give 500 mailers away. And then it's going to be the same thing that I'm talking about with the updates. So eventually I'll get the mailers in, created and sent out, make cash offers in your name. And not in your name, make them in my name, but on behalf of you. Get this pulled up on the screen. Here we go. Okay, so we got the comments going by. So the seventh person to name the county of the picture that was in the background can win a mailer, 500 mailers. So I put some more mailers up for sale because now I got this database system. I think it'll be a lot easier to keep track of them, be a lot easier to keep people updated, and we can go for more of them. I can send more of them out. So I open it up. Dog wants to get involved in the free mailers. So I open it up for some more. If someone wants to buy some more, I'm open to that. And so if you win them or if you buy them, it's a mailer, and I send out a letter in the mail that says I'm offering this much cash to somebody that owns some vacant land in an area that I would like to buy the vacant land. So I pick the area and I pick the price, and I send it out. And if they accept, which most of them don't, but if they do, they get back and they say, yeah, I'd like to take your offer, or I'd like some more money, or whatever they come back with. And I research the deal, and I try to figure out if it's going to be economic or viable, or if it makes sense. And if it makes sense, I'll give you a chance to finance it if you want, but I'd probably take it to my other guys that like to finance properties and finance the property and get it bought, get it marketed, get it sold. And this could be months down the road by the time it's actually sold. And then after it's sold, part of the profits go to whoever's financing the property. And usually I pay them I pay them a lot because I want them to keep coming back and keep financing the properties. And then the money that I would get out of that deal, I'll split that with you. So I'll cut that in half. So you get half the money for putting up the money to pay for the mailer. I think paying for the mailer is the highest risk piece of money in this business. It's sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. And you send out these offers, and it doesn't mean that the deals are going to get bought. It doesn't mean that the deals that come in that are accepted go all the way through. I mean, we lose them in the mail. We lose them trying to close them. Some people accept them and the property is just awful. There's no way I could finance it with a straight face or pay for it. I'm not willing to pay for it. It's not going to happen. Maybe we option some of them. Maybe we finance some of them, but whatever we can get out of them that makes sense for everybody involved, we'll pull them off. And so half of that net profit after financing costs, after the cost of pulling this off, I'll split that with you and send you that money. So that's what you're getting winning these mailers or buying more of them. If you go on to the link in the description below, there's a link there to go buy some more of these mailers. And the link, it's 1,500 mailers for $1,500. Yeah, so there we go. So let's count this up. We got a bunch of them going by here. It's San Diego County, and we got Don Cox, Everyday Life. He's going at it. So I said 7th. So 7th person, Don Cox 1, Don Cox 2, Land Wrangler San Diego 3, Don Cox 4, Andrew W 5. He even put Ramona in there. It's Ramona in the area of San Diego. So 5, Jason Macy 6, Land Wrangler 7. So Land Wrangler, you're the 7th one. I'm going to give these 500 mailers to you. So Land Wrangler, I think you've won before, right? So please email Gilian, Gilian at ruralvacantland.com. So email Gillian your information. I want to know your name, your phone number, your mailing address, like where am I going to send money to someday if these deals actually come through and they work and they go all the way. And I'm guessing you're going to email it, so I'll get your email address off of there. I'll use that same email address to put into the new database system. You'll get updates as the deals progress. That's where you'll get your email updates. And there we go. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if there's any last questions on there, but I think we got everything. Thank you, everyone that's been listening, that's been watching, that's involved. And thanks for everybody that's working on the mailers with me and helping me with the mailers. Do it again next week, 9 a.m. Monday morning. I'm going to go get in touch with these guys about some of the property issues and work on some more mailers. Thanks. Talk to you guys later. Bye.